guys. He's not going to keep CSK fans waiting for sure. Just waiting for Water to accept this. And
Hello,
yay!
Rupa. Apologies for the delay. Technology, how am I going?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I can understand because a lot of people, it's new for a lot of you guys. Completely understand. Don't worry about it.
It's great to see you, Rupa. How are
Great
you?
to see you too. We're doing good. Water, of course, cooped up indoors, pretty much like all of you, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, doing our part to try and stay safe for not just our family, but for everyone throughout the world.
how is it going for you, Water? How's it been so far?
Yeah, look, I got back from Pakistan nearly 3 weeks ago, so I had to go straight into after the PSL. I had to go straight into a 2 week like isolation, and that was with my whole family as well. So I was just in my house. Luckily, I've got like a little bit of a backyard, so I walk around like Lee, my wife gave me a time every day to be able to walk around my house. I'd put a podcast in. I've been listening to a podcast called How I Built This, which is about business, like successful business owners. So I just put that in and walk around my house for like an hour and a half. And then it turned into homeschooling. Then it turned into homeschooling. So I've had to try and try and become a teacher in a way. Lee did the majority of the work there, so she was phenomenal to be able to really try and pick up the slack. But it's been an unprecedented time. No one expected something like this to ever happen and take a grip on the world. But in the end, you have to do your part individually as a family. You have to do your part to be able to keep everyone as safe as possible and hope that this moves on, sooner rather than later, so we can get back to normal life. But the way it's looking at the moment, it's going to take a little bit of time and more, people considering everyone else, not just themselves, to be able to make sure that it passes as quick as it possibly can.
Yeah, a lot of messages coming in, of course, Water, asking if your family is fine, everyone's doing well. So how are Will and Matilda taking this? Are they getting used to the fact that they just can't go out and play? It's got to be home for a while.
Well, they're getting used to it. They're using our trampoline more than they ever have, which is a good thing. So we made the right investment a couple of years ago, and they hardly used it. So, but yeah, and then the homeschooling, the kids have started to sort of get sick of our similar sort of messages. But no, look, it's actually been the one thing it has brought together is quality family time, like night and day. So yeah, it has its challenges at times, but it's actually, I'll definitely look back at this time as it continues on, and it has been really special family time. Like we've been making a lot of different things together, whether it's making bread, or the good thing is inside in my house we've got a little bit of a runway down a hallway where, especially Will, like after CSK last year, the IPL last year, my son, because of Gibran Tahir and also the VJ Junior, he my son Will's absolutely obsessed with cricket. As soon as he wakes up, let's play cricket. At night, during the day, let's play cricket. I want to watch cricket. So we've got a little runway down the hallway, so there's been plenty of indoor cricket as well.
Yeah, and of course we'll come to a bit of his friendships, Will's friendships in a bit. But a lot of fans also asking you how the bread making went, because of course CSK put up the picture of you kneading the dough, and Lee's been saying that you've been making parathas. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I did make paratha. I found a decent recipe that worked just about first time.
Wow.
It's a lot more complicated just with a bit more complicated by the technique of getting the dough right. And folding it and everything like that. But yeah, it was great fun. The kids loved it. It turned out pretty well. It was with wholemeal flour, so it wasn't sort of like the light and fluffy paratha that I have in India. But the kids loved it. Put a little bit of honey on it for them. And the bread's got better from the first day that I baked it compared to like for the last couple of weeks. It's definitely got better. I've let it rise better and found different techniques to make it a little bit better. So the kids have especially enjoyed it a bit more.
That's so cute. Nice. But of course, there's another thing that you're busy doing as well, Water, during this time off, or this little bit of a break, is you start something on your own. You did mention that you were listening to podcasts, but others are listening to yours as well.
Yeah, look, I have really gotten a podcast in the last probably 12 to 18 months, especially when I've been driving to cricket training for my club or downtime going for walks. I listen to podcasts, especially ones where I can learn as much as I possibly can. And,
Yeah.
starting a few businesses and this one with T20 Stars, it's a way to be able to try and learn as much as I can. So yeah, I've been building, putting this content together for T20 Stars over the last, well, 4 or 5 months, really. Stephen Fleming, who's going to be one of the people, he's one of the podcast episodes coming up in the next few weeks. I interviewed him actually
Nice.
during the T10, which was at the end of October, start of November
Yeah.
last year. So it's been a bit of a progression to put it together, and it's actually worked out nicely in a way that it's a time when people have got more downtime. They're trying to engage in content that's out there, whether it's Netflix, whether it's
Yeah.
Amazon or anything that they want to watch or listen to, and it's worked out well that everything's come together that I can get it out there for everyone who wants to digest different content, whether it's my podcast, my first one episodes with my favorite cricketer of all time, so Viv Richards. So that was super cool. And there's a couple of, one vlogs, video blogs about meditation, just talking through my experiences and the benefits of
Nice.
meditation. Another one's a T20 batting, my different tips and that I sort of use from a batting power hitting point of view. And then a couple of blogs around my evolution. It's all to do with T20 cricket because that's really where things sit for me. It has for the last sort of 4 or 5 years. So it's what I know currently better than anything. So it's been a lot of
Yeah,
fun just to be able to put the pieces together for everyone.
one of the aim, of course, in us doing something like this was of course, to talk to all of you and kind of get something positive going on at this time when everyone's a little, not so happy. I think that was the main attempt, and also to kind of
Mm,
a bit of nostalgia, bring in a bit of, talking about, the times that have been. It's always nice to kind
of
of rehash
course,
a bit. So
of
you
course.
mentioned a feedback, of course, and I mean, there's this picture that I have to show, and I want you to talk us through it because I think this picture kind of summed up, and I think you know what I'm going to show you, but this picture kind of summed up a lot of what you've worked towards. Like it was something that I think kind of captured all CSK fans' hearts as well, and this is a lot of people haven't seen this. Russ, of course, shared this with us. Do you remember this?
Oh, thanks, Russ. Thanks for that, Russ. I'm glad I
You
gave
know,
you all clear to show that.
but water, come on. It's in the past, of course, and it's something that people want to talk about it. People want to listen to you talk about that.
Look, I am going to be totally honest. I had absolutely no idea that had occurred, and even um, it wasn't until I actually was walking off after I ran myself out in the last over and stuffed it for CSK that the chance to win another final. That I was walking off and I saw blood and a cut through my actual pants. So I thought it must have been because I dived in to try and get
Yeah.
in that last run and I was out. So I thought it must have just happened then. And then it wasn't actually until the next day where my wife Lee actually mentioned, there was blood on your pants like before
It
that.
was, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so it was in the first, I think it's like, I don't know, the first few overs where there's a dodgy run and I had to dive in to be able to get in. And for whatever reason, there must have been a rock or like a bit of, not a rock, but like a bit of hard turf that was there that
Yeah.
sort of just a couple of legs. So I didn't know that it was there at all. But even if I did, it absolutely would not have stopped me because I've played with a lot of different things before. So a bit of blood's not going to stop me, and especially for such a big, such a big time for CSK. The love and support that I've got since I've joined CSK has just been, it's been mind blowing to be honest. Like I've been fortunate to play at some two other great franchises, but just CSK, the love and support that I've got from the day that I arrived in the team, around the team, but then also the supporters of CSK has just been, yeah, I'm just so fortunate. So I'd give anything to be able to, and I would do anything I can to be able to help CSK. Well, get the best out of themselves, play great cricket, and make everyone as happy as they can, and most importantly, the supporters.
This is, of course, the 2019 final, and everyone remembers the image. Water. We don't have to say it. I mean, so when we put up the pic that you were going to join us today, I think almost everyone wanted you to talk about this moment because I think in some way it captured a lot of their imaginations. I think that moment kind of became like a like a moment, that you will always talk about
Mm.
here on. I think it
Yep.
was one of those. I think another such moment for you, obviously, was that semi-final against Sunrisers, and I have a very cute picture that kind of commemorates all of that afterwards, which is this. And I mean, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Take
it's and that's
that
a
because
special. Like that photo alone is one of the super special things. By me being able to play as long as I have and still be playing at nearly 39, it means my son and my daughter as well, who's nearly 5, are old enough
yeah.
to understand what I do and are engaged in what I do. Because at some stage soon, I'm not gonna be playing again. I'll move on to my next phase. But to be able to have my kids especially to be able to experience and hopefully remember even just little snippets of me playing cricket is actually one of the most special things that I've had throughout my whole career. So yeah, it's very special. And now seeing, thanks to CSK, thanks to all like the the dad's army for having a lot of kids around throughout when my family comes over, it's meant that it's swept him up in the love of the game of cricket that I've had without me imparting any of that whatsoever. It's always been something that I've never pushed. I'll never push my kids into anything whatsoever. If they love what they do, whatever it is, then I'm happy to support them in any way they need to.
What are two things there that I want to ask you about? Of course, you mentioned Daddy's Army. Uh, Everyone's already asked you enough about it. I'm not going to go into that. But did the other teammates or friends in the other teams during IPL, especially 2018, obviously was this feeling when you won that saying, "Hey guys, you called us that," and was there any banter? Did they always tease you with that at all? Did it come to the players, and was it just in the media otherwise?
Now, look, I think people look back on it now and see what Stephen Fleming, MS, and the hierarchy of CSK, what they put together is experience under pressure. And that's what it's made me realize as well. Experience under pressure, you've got more understanding of what the players are going to do.
Yeah.
So yes, no doubt, when you've got young players, of course, they can shoot the lights out and be incredible. There's no question at all. But when you've got a lot of experience and a lot of experienced players, you've just got more of an understanding about how individuals and collectively, they're going to handle the pressure situations. Which in T20 cricket, it's amplified. Like most moments are amplified because there's a toing and froing that it can go one way or can go the other. So when you've got people who've been through these different experiences so many times, you've got more of an understanding of how they're going to react and more chance of reacting a better way than younger guys who, they no doubt they can shoot the lights out and do incredibly well. But I think it's just more so going to be more consistent. And that's what, Stephen Fleming and MS, what they put together has made me realize that.
Speaking of MS, there's this lovely photo that I wanted you to, talk about as well. It's a lovely moment. We weren't, of course, allowed to release too much of it, but now, of course, we can. It's kind of cute. It has a couple of people whom you really get along well with. We know that, of course, MS and DJ as well.
Yeah.
Take us a bit about this. Looking dapper in the Indian way, though. But yeah, take us a bit about that.
Yeah, that's a beauty of that I love coming to India. It's being able to experience different things, and that was definitely to be able to wear the local Indian attire. I normally I haven't been exposed to it growing up or anything like that, so to be able to see how it fits and how it wears. But those shoots, that's actually the really special time to be able to connect with the guys. And even when I first came into CSK, that first week where you actually spend time nearly one-on-one with a couple of people in particular with those full days of shooting, that's a way where you can actually really get to know someone personally. So Dwayne Bravo, DJ Bravo, I actually hadn't really spent much time with him at all up until then. I played with him, well, I was around the Sixers in the Big Bash for a couple of games, a number of years back. But outside of that, I've only really ever played against him. So even a couple of those days shooting in the lead up to that first game for CSK was a great way to be able to connect with him and get to know him and get to really understand how he is. And there he is. He's the sweetest guy you'll ever meet in your life. Whereas on the field, everyone's in survival mode. You don't really see that side to him, as people don't see that side of me. But when you actually step away from the survival mode